let's just say that you want a letting agency to manage the property and they charge you an average around 10%. So they're going to say another £150 for letting agency. So even after all those bills, 1,500 minus 750, you're still going to be left with a positive cash flow of £750 a month. Hi guys, it's Arsh here, and in today's video we're going to be just in a brief demonstration of what a BRR is. And for those that don't know, BRR stands for Buy, Refurbish and Refinance, and I'm going to be showing you how it works from a practical point of view, more importantly how the figures will work. Now for those that don't know, I'm the founder of the Property Investor app, which is the UK's first property investment platform which showcases all kinds of deals all over the UK. So if you haven't already done so, go and check us out. You can either go to our website, which is propertyinvestorapp.co.uk, or if you've got a smartphone, go to the App Store and type in Property Investor and you'll be able to download it from there. Before we do that, I need a small favour from you. If you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell, every time I release a new video, you get notified of it. So, what is BRR? So, in essence, it is very simple. It's buy, refurbish, and refinance. Now, you don't necessarily have to refinance. You can either alternatively sell and make some money and make a profit. So we're going to go through the buy, refurbish and refinance and what that looks like from a numbers point of view and how you can do this very easily. So let's start from the beginning. And I'm going to try and keep it easy, going to try and keep the numbers nice and simple. So let's just imagine that you buy a house and you're purchasing it for £100,000. Now, based on the property being in a mortgageable condition, the bank should lend you, on average, around 75% of the purchase price. PP stands for purchase price, which means that in essence, they're going to lend you around £75,000. Now, the aim for you to purchase this property means that you're going to need a deposit of around 25%, which means £25,000. Then you've got other things to consider like stamp duty, you've got mortgage valuations, you've got legal costs, and there might be some other costs. But let's not worry about those right now. Let's just worry about what you're going to need to purchase the property, which is the deposit. Now, if you're purchasing the property and your aim is to refurbishment with a view of increasing the value, you will also need your refurb costs. And let's just say, for argument's sake, we're going to say around £20,000. Let's say £20,000. So in essence, you're going to need the 25 plus the 20 equals £45,000. Hopefully that's all straightforward. Now, with a buy, refurbish and refinance, how it works, it's very simple. The aim is to increase the value of the property by doing the refurbishment. And I'm hoping, and again, let's keep the numbers simple, that if you were to originally purchase it for 100,000 plus the 20,000 on the refurb, the actual property, in theory, should owe you no more than 120, maybe £130,000. Now, we've all seen programs like Housing Under Hammer, and this is where they purchase the property from somewhere like an auction, they do it up, and then they increase the value, and it could be anywhere within the region of £150,000 to £160,000. Now, based off that, the key to a buy, refurbish or refinance is to ensure that the property is significantly have increased in value. Off the back of that, the aim would be that the mortgage company would, after 6 months, come and refinance the property based on its new enhanced value. And when we're talking about enhanced value, we're talking about this figure here. So based on 150,000, they would now lend you 75% of the new value. And based on this, my maths is now going to test me. It means that they're going to lend you approximately £120,000. Now, bear in mind that you purchased it for 100,000, you're now going to, you would have spent the 20,000, which means that it owes you 120. But if the mortgage company are now going to lend you £120,000 based on its new increased value of 150,000, it means that it's allowed you to pull out all of your money. Now, why would you do that? The reason is very simple. It is because it allows you to then have a property that technically doesn't owe you anything because you've got all your money out of the deal. So as a result of that, yes, you're going to have a loan of £120,000. But if you rent the house out, now whether you decide to rent it to one family or whether you decide to turn it into a multi-let, let's just convert this into a HMO for argument's sake. There's your front door. Now, if you decide to run it as a standard single let, you can then just, let's say for argument's sake, the mortgage is £300 per month, but your income is, let's say, £600 a month. Without taking any further cash considerations, you're going to be making £300 a month cash flow. Now, that will be significantly more should you decide to run it as a HMO. Now, let's just say for argument's sake, you've got 5 rooms and each room is generating 300. That means that the property is now generating £1,500 a month. Now, based on the considerations of mortgage, let's put mortgage there. Then you've got, let's say, £300 towards bills, which may be a little bit more. Then let's just say that you want a letting agency to manage the property and they charge you an average around 10%. So they're going to say another £150 for letting agency. So even after all those bills, 1,500 minus 750, you're still going to be left with a positive cash flow of £750 a month. But the beautiful thing is that this property won't owe you anything because you've got all your money out of the deal. You've had it back off the refinance when you've uplifted the value. Now, the secret here is to ensure that the property will definitely value up, because the last thing that you want to do, and the one thing that I'm very cautious about saying, is that property can be very unforgiving. And the reason why we say that is because just imagine that you purchased it for 100, and this is one of the downfalls. You've spent 20 on it, so it means that, in essence, all in all, you're in at 120 grand. If the refinance comes back at £120,000, yes, you're not actually going to get any money back out, because based on that, they're going to lend you, if the refinance is 120,000, they will lend you 75% of that, which means that in actual fact, you're going to be able to pull out £90,000. But here, if you purchased it with 100 grand, you've got 75 grand loan, which means that you've got 25k deposit, and then you've got the 20k refurb. You've actually put in, out of your own pocket, 45k. Now, put out 45k. Now, based on this, if the loan is 75, you're actually only going to get 15k back, which means that you're going to actually be £30,000 left in this property. Now, how many of you can afford to leave £30,000 in each property? And the answer will be not many. And the reason why I say that property is quite unforgiving at times is because if you do 2 or 3 of these, you're actually going to run out of money. So the key to it is ensuring that you manage to get the enhanced value of 150k. Now, how can we do this? First of all, it is all about research. You have to ensure that there has been sufficient sales within that area to be able to demonstrate the new value of £150,000. Not only do you have to almost sell it to yourself, but you have to be completely sure so that when a valuer goes round and the mortgage valuer is going around and you're asking him to value it at the enhanced value of 150,000, they've got to be able to look at it and think, yes, that property is worth 150,000. We can see what this person's done. We can see that they've enhanced the value. We can see that they've spent a lot of money on it and they've bought it up to standard. And therefore, we understand that they've purchased it for 100 grand. We understand that they've spent some money on it at 20 grand. Now, as a result of that, we can see that this is now worth 150 grand. And we see it all the time on Homes Under the Hammer. I'm using this as an example, but there's no reason, if you're not convinced that this property is worth 150 grand by looking at all the sales that have happened within the area, looking at the sold comparables, by speaking to agents within the area, there's chances are that the valuer is also going to be doing the same due diligence. So if you can't find that research and you can't substantiate that valuation, chances are the valuer is not going to be able to do it as well. So there we have it, guys. It's a very simple model. You buy the property, you refurb it, you enhance the value, you create the value, and you refinance against a new enhanced value. And off the back of that, you should be able to get all your money back out and also then have a high cash flowing strategy, a high cash flowing asset without any of your money in the deal. It's not rocket science. As much as people try and glamorize it, it's not, it's easy. Anyone can do it. The hardest part is, first of all, finding the property, doing the research to ensure that we can get the enhanced value. If that does not exist, the one thing I would say is stay away and find another deal. Don't make it look too easy on Homes Under the Hammer. Believe it or not, it is a little bit more difficult than it is, but saying that, there are lots of deals out there like this. So there we have it, guys. As always, we've got lots more free content. If you haven't already checked me out, go and check me out. So you can find me on The Property Rebel. I've got a podcast which I release every Tuesday. It's called The Property Rebel. Find us on all podcast stores. So you can find me on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, just to name a few. As well as that, you can find me on all my social channels, so you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter and Clubhouse, all under the handle of Arsh. And as I mentioned at the start of this video, I'm the owner of a platform called the Property Investor app. It's the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of deals all over the UK. So whether you're looking for that BMV deal, whether you're looking for that buy, refurbish and refinance deal, whether you're looking for a service accommodation, rent to rent deal, we've got them all there. So two ways to get involved. You can either go to propertyinvestorapp.co.uk, or if you've got a smartphone, go to the App Store, type in Property Investor and download it from there. It really is as simple as that. As always, I wish you all to be safe, well and happy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I look forward to speaking to you all very soon. Bye-bye.